When it comes to cryptocurrency mining, a lot of people simply misunderstand just how wide and how broad the opportunities can really be. There are actually, when it comes to GPU mining at least, 4 different ways that you're able to profit from a machine. The first approach, and the most common, is simply to let one machine mine whatever coin is currently the most profitable to mine. So the goal of that approach would simply be to earn the most dollars or pounds and pence per day. Very simple, very straightforward, and perhaps as through the year there might be an odd coin here or there that's better performing, you're able to change to that other coin and maximize your earning per day. Nice and simple, nice and straightforward, and this is probably what the vast majority of people in the space currently do. The second way to mine is mining the brand new coins that have only just come out. This can be a really, really profitable approach. It's slightly higher risk than other approaches, but in a lot of instances, you can mine brand new coins that have just come out, perhaps before they even go onto an exchange, before they're even able to be purchased. Now, of course, this is slightly riskier than other approaches because there's lots of these smaller coins that might not end up being anything special. However, the beauty of this is that you're able to acquire huge amounts of these coins in a very, very quick manner. When a new project comes out, they're looking for lots of computer power to support their projects. And in return, it's effectively very easy to earn vast amounts of coins, which perhaps a year or two down the line, people would be kind of going crazy for. So even though this approach is slightly more risky, the beauty of it is that you're able to mine lots of coins very, very quickly. So this is an approach that we often work with strategically for people that perhaps have either a higher risk profile and want to test something out on a single device, or perhaps as a good mitigation for people with larger facilities where you can have a few machines doing something different. So what would this look like in reality? Well, a rough estimation and some kind of rough figures to give you an idea of just how profitable this can be, Ravencoin is now one of the more successful mining projects of the last year. The price has increased dramatically, support has grown, and it's now looking to be a very, very great project moving forward. Now, Ravencoin hasn't really been out that long. As we film this at the moment, it's June. Ravencoin has only been out roughly since February, March of 2018. So perhaps maybe 14 months, 15 months old of a project. If you'd have used one single machine to mine Ravencoin when it was then a very small coin, back in say the first month that it was available, one machine was mining well over 20,000 coins per day. Now at today's prices, one single Ravencoin is over 6 cents per coin. So that's 6 cents times 20,000, and that would have been a daily income in today's current market. Now, obviously at the time back then, those coins weren't worth anywhere near what they are now, but that's one of the advantages of seeing the growth in the market. So this second approach is slightly higher risk, but can have some very, very nice advantages if the market moves in a positive way on those coins. So the third approach for how to mine revolves around something called a mining pool. Now this might sound confusing, but hopefully this example will break it down nice and simply. So the best way to think about this is that I could have a machine, you could have a machine, and both could be identical. We're mining the same coin at the same time in the same day, but at the end of the day, we might end up getting a different amount of coins as a reward. Now initially you might think, well, why is that the case? And ultimately this comes down to something called a mining pool. Now a mining pool is very straightforward. Effectively think of it as a team, a mining team. Now typically when people mine, they don't realize that all these different things exist, but without realizing it, they're probably joining a very large mining pool. So the best way to kind of explain this is to use 2 examples. So in one example over here, we have a mine shaft. And in that mine shaft is one tiny little bit of gold. Now down this mine shaft, we send 100 men with a pickaxe, all each. So there's going to be 100 people chipping away trying to find that bit of gold. Once that bit of gold is found, which will be quite quickly because there's 100 of them, they'll then split that reward equally across those 100 people and they'll get a nice smaller reward each. Nice and straightforward. On the other extreme, we could have the same mine shaft with the same chunk of gold, but just one person with a pickaxe. Now they could go down there and it might take them a long, long time to find that bit of gold. But when they do, that person hits a massive chunk of gold. Now, if we use those kind of metaphors and imaginations to be able to illustrate that, Typically, a mining team and a big mining team means that you get very frequent crypto payouts every time blocks hit, and you get a percentage of those coins. Nice and straightforward. On the other side, you can do something called solo mining, where you can just make your device look for the entire block of coins. Instead of getting little fragments, you can get the whole block of coins, which is vastly more profitable if you succeed in doing so. Now, of course, between these two approaches, there's a whole kind of range that you can choose in the middle. And again, the big variable here comes down to the size of the coin that you're mining, because it depends on how much competition there is, and also the amount of equipment that you've got. So between these two variables, we're able to help advise you as to what to do, the best way to do things, and what you can achieve. So the fourth way to be able to earn money from the cryptocurrency devices that you see behind me is artificial intelligence and machine learning. So I'm sure lots of you are aware that lots of buzzwords are existing now, such as AI learning, machine learning, artificial compute. All these kind of big companies now are crunching massive amounts of data with very intelligent computer programs for all this automatic and artificial intelligence. Now, the physical processing of that large amount of data is often done on graphics cards, just like the ones which our devices contain behind us. So what that means is a single device as it stands today can of course be used for cryptocurrency mining, which is fantastic. Now that same device will soon be able to be used to rent out its power to artificial intelligence learning, and you're able to get paid for doing that type of task as well. So ultimately what we have behind us is a very flexible, very easy to use device that's just a posh computer that will rent out its power in a multitude of different ways and get paid as a thank you for doing so. If you'd like to know any more information or simply have some questions, or even if you'd like to come and see us here in our offices in Manchester, please get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you, and we can't wait to see you soon.